Hi, is this Pastor Miller?
Yeah, speaking. How are you?
Good, Pastor. It's Micah. How are you doing today?
Fine, fine, thank you.
Hey, I wondered if you had a few minutes to talk.
Sure.
I was at Sue and Dawn's on Sunday, and they had mentioned that there was an issue with me playing the piano, and I had just wondered if I had done something to offend you, or, what all was going on to be exact.
Well, I don't know what's all going on to be exact either.
Hmm. Okay. Because the way it sounded was that the church people had, I guess, ideas or this or that, kind of like a gossip. And to be exact, Sue and Dawn, and I quote, had said that you were furious at me for playing the piano. And I just felt horrible hearing that. I had no idea, so I thought I would talk directly to you to find out if you had any insight or if that was
No,
so, or.
no. I don't know why they characterized me as being furious, and I don't know all that they told you about the circumstances.
Well, can we start at the circumstances? I was kind of shocked, to be honest, on Sunday when they were talking. So, if I get something wrong, forgive me on that. I didn't write what they were saying down. But what exactly was the circumstance? And, if you can shed any light on what was going on or what is going on, I'd really appreciate it.
I, I don't know what Don or Sue said to you.
They were in regards to me having a partner slash husband, and they wanted to know, I guess, because church folk were asking them, what Ray is to me, and I told them to tell the truth, that that's my husband, and that I don't know if it was you or somebody else, but somebody had felt that I was deceitful in that matter, and I don't want to be perceived as that because I haven't done anything deceptive to my knowledge. I mean, no one has asked me one way or another, and I simply go to the church as a worker for Jethro, so
Right, right.
I just wasn't sure.
I understand that, and um, my my um, my response was specifically to Sue and Dawn sharing that with me,
Mm-hmm.
and have not ever said anything about it. And my chagrin was with them
Okay.
for not being forthright.
Okay.
Okay, I know that you're a worker and you take care of Jethro.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I know that you're a pastor's son in the Assemblies of God.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I know.
Yes.
And that's what I have known until they shared with me differently.
Mm-hmm.
It's still the same. You're a pastor's son,
Mm-hmm.
and you're Assemblies of God in your background.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever your situation beyond that was not known to me.
Okay.
And I have resolved to treat you no differently than I would treat my own son as a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm. I just wasn't, like I said, I wasn't sure where all this was coming from on Sunday. I didn't know if something had happened, and
No, they in Bible study last Tuesday night
mm-hmm.
brought forth these things as, something that was new to them or revelatory to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was taken aback that they hadn't shared that with me.
Mm. I see.
And I don't know when they knew or how they knew,
Mm-hmm.
but I certainly don't. I don't go around thinking that way.
No, no.
And I don't treat people that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, after they interpreted my surprise, frankly, respond, and sometimes when I don't know how to respond, I'm silent.
Mm.
I don't know what to say.
Yes, yeah.
And so it was more of being surprised by them.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm. No, it makes sense. Like I said, I didn't know that there was the Bible study thing. Like they didn't share
Right.
that. So that's why I was wondering, like, if this was recent or if this was something. I
It was
figured,
recent.
yes. So
It
that's
was
why.
last Tuesday night.
Yes.
And Mike, you understand that churches have different positions.
Oh,
on
absolutely,
this.
absolutely, yes.
Okay, and you have to understand. I don't hate you for that revelation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh no,
And
yes.
I'm not going to stand there and see you out the door. Right.
Certainly, no.
But churches are going to have different positions on this.
Oh, absolutely,
the
yes.
Assemblies of God has a position on this.
Oh, yes, absolutely, yes.
And you're aware of that.
Yes.
And there's room within the church at large where gay couples
Mm-hmm.
or lesbian couples or whatever would be perfectly at home
Mm-hmm.
and perfectly welcomed and perfectly incorporated into the fullness of church life.
Certainly. No, I wasn't. And that's where I was surprised because I wasn't asking any doctrine change or anything biblical on that. I honestly just kept my mouth shut, to be honest. And I was surprised that this was coming forth. And I thought, what had I done? Or I didn't know if it was about the piano and me playing it, or had I offended someone with Christmas cards, or I didn't know where this was coming from.
No.
And that wasn't said about the Bible study. So, again, that's why I thought I would come to you and ask. And,
Right.
I figured if there was an issue, you would have come to me. So that's why I was surprised. And
the other thing that I resolved to do was not to pass that around. I was not going to speak on your situation, your marital situation. I was not going to speak about that with anyone.
yeah. No, that's fine, Pastor.
And
like I said,
was going to take that because I didn't want that coming back in bad ways upon you. And like I said, I resolved in prayer that I would treat you like my son because I have sons, and because I'm a pastor, and because of your father's sake as a pastor, that's how I would treat you.
Well, I appreciate that. Again, because like I said, I wanted to know what the facts were, because again, I was kind of blindsided at their house, and I had no idea. So that's where this is all coming from. And I appreciate the clarity on that. I figured it had to be something that was missing, which it was. It was them bringing that up. But as far as, I guess, I don't know if it was you or someone else felt I was deceitful. I had assumed that people knew because Dawn and Linda Hunt had saw Ray and I out to dinner, and I introduced him to them as my husband, and so I just assumed. So I wasn't there trying to be deceptive. So
no, and for just that, I could tell that you were not out to be deceiving. Because again, Don and Linda, in that situation, you would thought this would be known.
Yes.
And I appreciate that and could see why you would think that. But no, it hasn't been known, and I'm not going to make it known.
Well, I appreciate that. I mean, I wasn't there to cause any.
And again, that's not to make you feel like you should not make it known.
Well, I figured it wasn't really necessary to be honest. Yeah. Yes.
I have no hay to make out of it.
Okay.
And again, when they said it, we were talking in the context of culture prom that we were studying,
Mm-hmm.
and there was some talk about Marianne having an acquaintance at the library who's transgender,
Mm-hmm.
and not knowing, how to speak with her.
Yes, yes.
Other than just maintaining a collegiality as workers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because sometimes this person brings it up,
Mm-hmm.
she doesn't know what to say. And,
Well, no, that's fine. I mean, I expect conversations, on that or whatever. Again, I just wondered where this was all, and you really did open my eyes to it, thankfully, because I've been pondering this since Sunday afternoon. I just had an absolute migraine over it, but
right.
So
You shouldn't have that.
But no, and there's no hard feelings on that. Like I said, I'm not here to change anyone's mind, and I'm not here to rewrite the scripture. I'm just and I explained that to Sue and Dawn, and again, I left their house on a good note, and it was but I just wanted to make sure there wasn't an issue with you, and
No.
And I don't know that the conversation went the way they had planned at their house or not, because I had said, like, well, is this an issue within the church? Like, would you prefer I drop your son off? Or, I'm not going to take offense to that. And we're not, we're very conservative. We're not, I know the one sermon said about the gay couple complaining about the wedding cake. And I said to them, our response is, you don't want our money, that's fine. Like, so that's how we are, and that's how we behave with that. But
and you have to know something about the church itself.
Mm-hmm.
We had been Mainline Presbyterian Church USA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we are now ECO, which is Covenant Order of Evangelical Presbyterian.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that a number of churches throughout the country, we had been mainline, but had been on the opposite side
Mm-hmm.
of this particular issue. Actually, we see it as a whole train of issues going back to no-fault divorce
Mm-hmm.
and other aspects going back into the 50s that we felt were the beginning of the erosion
Certainly.
of traditional family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it just and you know the history, you know the culture.
Absolutely,
And,
yes.
and it came to a point where quite a few churches we had to negotiate our way out with our property to have what we believe is our integrity of faith with Scripture.
Mm-hmm.
And we went through that process 7 years ago, and we're still under what do they call it? We're under a clause that hangs over us for 10 years. We got 3 more years with it, and my point is as a congregation, we went through a trial, really, to exit our former denomination, because our Presbyterian has a number of churches, and we have to go through a process to leave, for our own integrity of belief, and it was a gracious separation, but it took a lot to do, and it took a bit out of me. I mean, I lost some stature. I lost my credentials in that denomination.
Wow.
We lost. I still have a pension from that, but we lost insurance, and insurance that for me was. I mean, there was just costs involved.
Oh, absolutely.
That we
Wow.
had to, and so there is no animus.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anyone in the church who would feel any animus toward you.
Okay.
Okay? And I was really surprised that Don and Sue guys weren't forthright about that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
My response that they felt, and maybe interpreted it as being
Mm-hmm.
that you were deceitful.
Mm-hmm.
It was more that they hadn't been forthright.
Mm.
And my after prayer, that's where I came out before the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I was not going to make it known. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you should know that anyone knows of this beyond, okay, Don and Linda.
Mm-hmm.
Don and Sue Geis.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife and myself,
Mm-hmm.
and Drake and Mary Ann. And we are not the kind of people that are going to go around making hay out of it.
That's good. I mean, again, I knew the church's stance from a few sermons, and my stance was, why ruffle some feathers? There's no point, and so I'm so thankful I talked to you, Pastor, and
Why would I ruffle your feathers in particular?
Oh, I'm not saying you did. I just wondered what was going on, and
Right.
yes, no, that's why I just came to you. I thought of Matthew 18, and and I was kind of in shock with Don and Sue, and I just thought, I wasn't sure. Again, I didn't know about the Bible study and what have you, and
Right.
and again, it wasn't a secret, but I just thought it wasn't necessary. We're not into throwing things in people's faces.
Right.
So,
And that's how I feel. It's not necessary that I, as a pastor, go around and drum anything up out of this. I'm not going to speak to it to anyone. I'm not going to raise it in our session meetings. That's with the elders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Like you say, you're a worker and you take care of Jethro.
Mm-hmm.
I have told people that you are a pastor's son and Assemblies of God.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I will leave it, and I will treat you as I would my son, because you are a pastor's son, and that's where I am.
And I thank you for that, Pastor.
So, take care of Jethro, and I appreciate that you care for people in the congregation and have sent cards to people, and let's let it be where it is, and like I said, those are the people that know, and I don't think any of them are going to look at you or treat you differently.
No, I didn't think that, but I just wondered again with the context of everything.
That's
so
the context.
yes, thank you, Pastor.
Are you okay?
Oh, I'm very good. Yes. I just wanted a clarity on that, and I just wasn't sure about again everything. So it all makes sense, and it's all is good. So
Anything else you need to know?
no, no.
Okay. So see you Sunday.
See you Sunday, Pastor. Have a good
Okay.
week.
Thank you. You too.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye, Micah.
Makes sense.
Yep.